we are going to look here. We have time. Okay, card 41. I feel like the 5 here that this reduces to is significant. 5's representing change. We also have retreat. Okay. There's so much chemistry here. I feel like that, like I'm looking for what that spark was about, and we might kind of get more indications of that, but right now I'm seeing there's a lot of chemistry here. So there is an initial spark. It's almost like there is kind of an initial explosion here, and this person knows that there's something different about you, because I feel like they have that kind of energy, like they could talk to you forever. It's like they can be in your company forever and not get bored. They never run out of things to say. They never get tired of having you by their side. It's kind of like time stands still for them when the two of you are together. They seem to kind of feel like they've been transported to another world where only this connection exists, and they get lost in conversation with you. They get lost in just being in your presence. As I'm seeing that, it's like that's why I think I'm being called to this idea of a spark, or of some kind of chemistry, because that's what that feels like, really. When you meet somebody that it's like, oh, I could talk to you for hours. I never get tired of talking to you, or time just flies by when we're together. It's because there was something there. There was a spark. There was an attraction. So I think that's present here right away. Oh, okay. Your guides are showing me a bubble. Yeah, they're showing me a bubble. It's like the two of you are in your own little bubble. And it's that feeling of the whole world faded away and we're just in this little bubble that exists outside of space and time, is what that feels like. They really value quality time with you. They value alone time with you. I feel like the two of you get each other. Like, I really don't know of a much more articulate way to express the feeling that I'm getting from all of this, because it's like you two just get each other. You just click. It just sparks. And I feel like initially this person wants to move closer to you. They want to maybe strike up a conversation with you, a private conversation. They want to call you. They want whatever this feeling is, but it feels like they want to kind of get you alone, or they want to enjoy that time that the two of you have together, where it's just the two of you, where it's just about your conversations, it's just about what you're sharing. That's what I'm feeling initially. It's like that's different for them. That's different for them. It's a feeling of not being able to get enough, not being able to spend enough time, and they pick up on that right away. Right away from the beginning, I feel like the two of you have like inside jokes, or some kind of banter that's really flowing effortlessly between you. And it's something that other people outside of this connection are able to pick up on immediately. And that is even something that makes this person recognize you as their spouse or their future partner, because not only do they feel that click, that spark, that explosion, and that connection with you, but people who are close to them, or people who are around at the time that the two of you meet, such interesting energy, because I do think some of you are going to meet in a public setting, or you meet around friends or something like that. But people who are around their friends, their family, maybe even coworkers, they notice that click too. They notice that chemistry, and they comment on the connection that they're seeing, or they're commenting on how much this person has changed since meeting you. So this could be a thing where these people don't actually see the two of you together, but when let's say this person goes to work and their coworkers are like, man, you look good, you look happy, what's going on? You look like you're glowing. You know, you've been so happy lately, you've been in such a good mood, what's going on? It's like, this helps them to realize, like, whoa, something has happened here, because this isn't just something that I feel. Other people are starting to notice it too. They see a change in me, or they see the way that we interact, and they see that spark. It helps them to even recognize the shift that's happening in them. Because when it's pointed out by others, they start to notice it. Like, yeah, I have been happy. Yeah, I feel like there's this increase in commitment too. There's this increase in commitment to things that make them happy, or things that will make them more productive initially after meeting you. And it's like they have this new zest for life. So people might notice, like, you're more devoted to this thing, or to this person. Even if it's the two of you start dating, they might notice, like, you seem to be more devoted, or more set on this person than like you typically are. Like, what's up with that? What's going on? You know, stuff like that. And it's like they start to see, like, this is real because other people notice it. It's very apparent to people who are close to them, people who know them well. I am kind of picking up on, for them, there's a little bit of doubt in terms of how you feel about them. So there's this kind of desire to be with you, to spend more time with you, to talk to you on a deeper level right from the beginning. And I don't know that they feel completely confident that you feel that same way. It's a boost in their confidence when people around them notice the connection. But there's a little bit of something missing in terms of them knowing that you feel that same way about them. I think that they know that you like them. You seem engaged and you seem interested in what they have to say, but I don't know that they realize you like them in a romantic sense. Or it might even be that it takes you a little bit longer to feel those romantic feelings for this person. Like, I know that there's like this chill vibe between the two of you. There's this like, yeah, we could hang out for hours type of vibe here, but you might not initially be thinking that this is a romantic connection, or the two of you might meet in a way where it's like your mind isn't exactly on romance. You might be focused on something else when you initially meet this person, so you don't even register it that way. But it's like there's this little bit of doubt, or this little bit of hang up on their part, because they're not sure if those feelings are reciprocated. They kind of feel a little bit almost like they've imagined this whole thing, this connection's in their head. But I do think that people commenting on it helps to reinforce that, so they don't think as much that they have just completely made this whole thing up. I also feel like for some of you, this is a person who maybe was bored in past relationships. It kind of like, there's this feeling that they always felt like time was running out on relationships. Like they were waiting for that time when it would end, when it would inevitably end. And that could be like, sometimes people have patterns, like they usually only date somebody for around 3 months or for around 1 year. And then for one reason or another, these things always fall apart. So there's this sort of feeling of inevitability that they go into this with typically. But I think what they're noticing, initially with you, is that they have kind of a different feeling. They kind of see this going the distance. They see themselves spending more time with you. They see it lasting. And it's like they might not have been able to imagine spending forever with one person, or their relationships, like their track record kind of says you don't get forever with one person, you get 6 months, or you get 2 years, or whatever their pattern is. But they feel that like there's a shift in the pattern here, or they really want there to be a shift in the pattern, and they notice that as different. For some of you, you meet this person at a retreat, a seminar, or like you're on some sort of vacation. And there's a spark. I feel like for some of you, if you do meet this person while you're on vacation, while both of you are on vacation, or it could be that you're visiting their hometown, or vice versa, I feel like there's an initial kind of sense of regret or worry that there is a timer set on this connection. So this is maybe even triggering to some people who have kind of this feeling that there's a certain amount of time that a relationship lasts, or a certain amount of time before a relationship turns sour or something, based on their previous experience. Because I do feel like for some of you, there is this feeling of time scarcity when this connection first comes first comes into place, when they first meet you. There might be this feeling that we only have this period of time. You know, too bad we have to leave in a week or whatever it might be, because I wish I could get to know this person more, or something like that for some of you. And especially if you do meet this person while traveling or while at a retreat. I feel like, again, there's a group setting here for a lot of you, so you're meeting this person in a group setting. And I also think that with that feeling of not really being so much focused on a romantic connection when the two of you first meet, I think that that could be because for some of you this is like a business conference, or this has something to do with work. This could even be a meeting. Like, this doesn't have to be that you traveled across the world, but this could be some sort of meeting, or a group that you belong to, something like that, where you go into this initially thinking one thing and you leave thinking something else. So that could have to do with why this person isn't at first on your radar in terms of romance, because you really could meet them for a totally separate reason. I just feel like there's a moment where the two of you kind of can break away from the crowd, where you can get to know each other a little bit better, and that's when things initially really click for this person. So it's through private conversations, it's through like a walk that you take, it's through maybe even messaging back and forth. It's something that's very personal, and it's about that quality time and that quality connection between the two of you that makes them really see and start to wake up to the fact that they want a future here. Wow, the camera just went way out of focus. I apologize for that. Okay, let's look a little deeper. Something about my shuffling is making the camera go out of focus. Let's look a little bit deeper and see what they start to notice and appreciate as this connection develops. So kind of past those initial feelings, what are they seeing that's making them recognize you as their child magical? It's making me think that, like, for a lot of you, this is something to do with a vacation. This could even be that you live in like a tourist town or like a vacation town, because I just have kind of this magical, whimsical, free-spirited feeling that happens when people are on vacation or like on a retreat or something like that. So that's not going to resonate for everybody, but for some of you, you might meet in this sort of scenario, and they see this more free-spirited side of you. They see this really lighthearted side of you, and they're in kind of an environment. It feels like it's the perfect environment to kind of cultivate and nurture this type of relationship for some of you when you initially meet. So that's just kind of confirming some of that energy that came through. This is really sweet. This is very, very sweet energy, and I see how these feelings develop, the feelings that they have for you, how they're developing, because you bring out that childlike wonder in them. You help them see the world with new eyes, and it's like you make them believe in magic again. You make them believe in the impossible or in the unlikely. That just sort of naturally happens. So they see the potential right from the beginning, and as they get to know you, this potential just grows in their mind. Like, they just see more and more reasons why this could work. And I think that really has to do with the amount of time that the two of you spend together, like in those beginning stages. Even if this isn't physically spending time together, this could be, like I was saying, this could be messaging, keeping in contact in some way. But it's like the more time that they spend with you, the more they realize that they're never getting sick of spending time with you, which is what really stands out to them. And the way also the two of you align on so many different things. That's why I think conversation flows very naturally between the two of you. It's not forced, it's not difficult, and the more you talk and the more you share, the more they start to see, oh, we're aligning on these things. And it's so refreshing for them, because I feel like the two of you have similar goals, you have similar aspirations. You might want to travel to the same places. You might both want to start a family, or maybe you both don't want to start a family. With this energy here, I do see that might be at least a topic that comes up. And for some of you, this might be about a desire to have children. But the point is that you align. Maybe you're in similar careers, or you share hobbies. And the more you talk and share with each other, the more you start to see, wow, we're very much alike. We really line up on a lot. And like, yeah, I'd like to get to know this person more. It's even this feeling of things that maybe interest you or interest them that you haven't really had the time to delve into very deeply. It's like this person knows a lot about it. You know, let's say you're interested in I don't know, like you might be interested in playing the piano, but you're not really that experienced with it, but you know, you practice here and there, and then this person happens to be like a brilliant piano player, and it's like, oh wow, this is so cool. We share this interest, and even though I'm not maybe as advanced as you are, we really connect like this, and I can learn from you, and you can learn from me. It's that kind of vibe, and it has a magical feeling about it. Yeah, it's that spark. It feels magical to spark with somebody like that. What is that? I'm thinking of like Hotel Transylvania right now, I think. It is October, so I feel justified in this, but it's like the zing. So if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about, but that's what I think that's what this is. It's like having that spark and that magical connection with somebody that you really pick up on right away. And the more this develops, the more this person realizes that wasn't just a fluke. Like the more we talk, the more time we spend, the better this gets. The more I see that we really are aligned on a lot of things, and we really do kind of open each other's eyes to new possibilities, which is, it's a very I want to say enlivening feeling. Like it feels like it really it breathes a lot of life into this person, into this connection. Yeah, it's like they light up. Yeah, I feel this person actually lighting up when they meet you, because some part of them didn't know that it was possible, or believe that it was possible to find somebody that they felt these types of possibilities with. If that makes sense. That's a lot of possible talk, but all of these possibilities they see with you, it's like they didn't really see that, because I feel like this is somebody who might have had to sacrifice parts of themselves in relationships before, and they've kind of grown to believe that that's just how it is. Like they're just gonna have to change, or they're just gonna have to give up parts of themselves. They just maybe can't do the things they used to love to do, because that's just what it means to be in a relationship, because they've been in situations where the click wasn't there, like the similarities weren't there. So at that point they might have felt like they were always on different pages, but with you it's like they're on the same page with you. Yeah, they see the two of you lining up. I feel like maybe the best way to say this is, they kind of see that rather than having to shelve their dreams, they might actually be able to explore more of their dreams and more of their passions with you by their side, because it's like the two of you can accomplish more together than you can apart, and that's a different scenario than they've had previously. And it's like you bring a ton of optimism into their life. That might be because you are the type of person that tends to see the bright side, or you have a way of kind of knowing how to view the glass as half full. But I also think that you give them a sense of optimism and hope about their future, because you kind of bring a little touch of magic to their life. You make things bright and more fun. I feel like you make the most mundane tasks and parts of life seem interesting, so they kind of enjoy doing like even the lamest, the most boring, the most mundane. They almost look forward to doing these things because you just have a way of brightening that up for them. So let's look at your tea leaf cards that I pulled for you for this reading. We're going to see how this ties into this energy here. We have how does it tie in? It's to me, this is very, very similar energy. The sunrise energy, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yeah. What else do we have? We have haystack. This is karma. You will reap what you have sown. Oh wow. I mean, talk about brightening up their life here with this sunrise energy. So that's really, it's really, really interesting. And I do see you bring a lot of brightness. You bring a lot of warmth into this person's life. It's like it's like literally turning the lights back on and giving them new hope. So this connection really feels like a new chapter to them. And in a lot of ways, this is a connection that they feel they've been attracting or drawing into their life, but at the same time, one that they didn't really think they would find. So I do feel like this is someone who had, they had maybe the dream of clicking like this, of bonding like this, but it just hasn't, I just feel like it really hadn't happened for them yet. Like they didn't really know if that was possible for them. But at the same time, it's always been the hope. It's always been kind of the thing at the back of their mind. Like, if that could happen, that would be great. But they just might not have a lot of experience with that. The haystack makes me think of like a needle in a haystack. Something very rare, something that would be nearly impossible to locate. That's kind of how they view this connection, as a rare find. I feel like what's standing out as rare in this connection between the two of you is that both of you in previous relationships might have felt like you were the one kind of giving your all. You were the one fully committed to making things work. You were the one putting in a lot of the effort. Yet that effort, it's like it didn't seem like that effort was paying off. But in this connection, you're both kind of finding somebody who's willing to put in the time, to make the commitment, to devote themselves to seeing how this will unfold. And honestly, really, this is such a refreshing feeling for both of you. And we're looking at how this person recognizes you, but I can't help but say, like, you're recognizing this too, because if you have felt like you're like doing relationships by yourself a lot, this is not what this connection feels like. It feels like that time and that devoted attention is being paid to this from both ends, from both sides. Yeah, definitely a devotion of time, quality time, and that might have something to do with like one of your love languages or something, because I keep thinking of it in terms of love language, quality time. So that might be like the one thing that someone can do to show you that they really care, or that could be your person's energy, you being interested in them, you wanting to kind of escape with them, have these conversations, get lost in each other. That's something that both of you really recognize as important, because quality time is important. Yeah. I feel like this haystack card, this is talking about good karma here. In this case, like looking at what I'm seeing here, especially in connection with the sunrise, this child magical, this is talking about good karma. So this is reaping the benefits and the rewards of what may not have been able to be realized in previous connections. There's something really nice about not having to work so hard. So this person kind of recognizes how rare and how beautiful this is, and how divinely timed this union is as well. So that's a huge part of this too with this time. There's this element of divine timing here. There's really an element of like balancing the scales from previous relationships, even balancing that back out. We have the Six of Cups. Balance. The Six of Cups is about balance. It's about reciprocation. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like somehow this connection really balances things out for them. It makes them see things in a different way, and they start to realize that like a lot of the work that wasn't seen and wasn't appreciated in past relationships is being appreciated in this connection. King of Pentacles reversed. Three of Swords reversed. Wow, there's a lot of reversals here. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. This person is, they move slowly, they move with intention. I'm just really picking up on their energy and their vibe right now. They move with intention, and I feel like that has a lot to do with this energy of time. They're willing to take their time for something that matters, for something that's lasting. They don't rush around, they don't rush into things. You can really feel the devotion from this person. They might be a little bit slow to make a move, but it feels like they like to really understand people. And in this connection, they want to really understand you. They want to know you. They want to peel back the layers one by one. I feel like this is someone who enjoys being very thorough in how they connect with somebody. So this isn't really so much a vibe of like trying to hold back. It's about taking things, I want to say, nice and slow, because it is nice. Like it feels good. It feels good to to spend this time to slow down and to really connect. So I feel like for some reason in your, I'm getting a lot more of this person's energy and also how they make you feel, which is very interesting. They make you feel like they're taking the time to really know and appreciate you. Like they will set aside time to make you an important person in their life. So very interesting there that's coming through. It's reciprocated. Okay, this is why that's coming through, but really I'm feeling it on their end. I'm feeling what's coming from their side, but the Six of Cups energy, balancing the scales, yes, it's totally reciprocated. This is why this person feels comfortable devoting this time to you and this connection, because they feel it coming from you as well. They feel this desire for you to get to know them, to spend time with them, to make it quality, and they know that this is rare. They know that this feeling is not something that you find every day. I also see a lot of changes happening in this person's life. This is, of course, what's waking them up to this knowledge that you are their future spouse or their future long-term partner, because with all these reversals, there's a lot shifting for them. Especially with this major arcana here. There's a lot that shifts. It's really their commitment. I feel like it's their commitment to this connection that's making them take a different view. It's kind of making them see that the world wasn't maybe what they thought it was. This idea that they don't have to change themselves, or they don't have to let pieces of themselves go to have this beautiful connection. In fact, the two of you can kind of enhance each other. When they start to see that they're being enhanced by this, that the world seems more magical, that they're being really given the time and the space to get to know you on this deep level, that's when things start to really shift and really click for them. I feel like loyalty is very important to this person, and it's almost like they would rather be alone than be committed to somebody who isn't loyal to them. So this could speak to something that has gone on in their past. We do have this Three of Swords in reverse, so this person may have been in a relationship where someone betrayed them. Because I do have this feeling of like, if it's not going to be real, I'd rather just be alone. If they're not going to be loyal, if they're not going to be here for me, then I'd rather just be alone. But what they're seeing from you is that that loyalty is there, that commitment is there, and they appreciate that. They've definitely experienced heartbreak before. And because we have this Hierophant here and the King of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this heartbreak, for some of you, this person, this past heartbreak for them could have led to some sort of financial loss for them. It could have, it could be that they dissolved a marriage, or they dissolved a serious commitment where finances were involved and where their sense of stability was shaken. The King of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes show someone who has been overly focused on building or rebuilding, I'll say in this case, because if this is about a breakup or something, this could be someone who's been really focused on rebuilding their wealth. Someone who might have devoted a lot of time to their work and kind of forgotten to balance out all of the important aspects of their life. I feel like for many of you, this could have been kind of the state that this person was in before meeting you, and they could have been in a little bit of a rut. I will say a little bit of a rut. Just kind of working. I feel like this person might have been in a rut working or building that stability, building that financial future for themselves. And they're kind of just like taking care of whatever their responsibilities are, going to sleep, waking up and doing it over again. I really do get that energy here because they knew something was out of balance is what I'm picking up on. But they also have a lot of clarity about what they want in this connection. They have a lot of clarity about what would be, I'll put it like this haystack feeling and this needle in the haystack, it feels kind of to me like this is someone who has a very good idea of what that rare find would be. They also knew they hadn't found it yet. And it's like they were building up their own personal accomplishments, achievements. They're working hard, they're saving money, they're very focused on what they have in front of them because that was kind of all they had on their plate. And I feel like this is someone who's also very aware. So they were probably aware that life was getting a little bit out of whack for them, that things were getting a little unbalanced, that maybe they were focusing just too much on work or on their achievements or something like that. But it's like that's really what they had available to them to pour into at that time. And I think that the reason all of this is shifted this way is because there is a change that happens when they meet you. And I feel like this isn't a change that's necessarily hard for this person to make because they do realize how rare and beautiful this connection is. And it's almost like they were just kind of using their time the way that they could. Biding their time is kind of how it feels. Like they might have been pouring themselves into work, but only because they were waiting, they were hopeful that a beautiful connection like this would come into place for them. And they might not have fully believed it, but they were hopeful about it. It's really interesting. This connection has a healing effect on them, on their heart specifically. This sweet, sweet Six of Cups energy, it represents like the loyalty and the devotion that they find. And that's what's strong enough to break them out of this rut, to break them out of these cycles. It's that loyalty and devotion, the thing that's most important to them, the thing that they're looking for, and they recognize it in you. They have such a clear idea. I have to tell you, this person has a clear idea of what they want, and they do see it initially when they meet you. It's like kind of making them feel like they're living a full spectrum of experiences, a full spectrum life at this point. Let's clarify this energy a little bit more. I want to know about this Three of Swords in reverse because I know there's healing here. I know there's healing here that's taking place as a result of this connection. Let's see if we can figure out like what this is about. Three of Swords in reverse, Hierophant in reverse. Six of Cups again. I was saying that's the most important thing. The Six of Cups is about this beautiful, sweet, nurturing connection that's balanced. It can be nostalgic energy. It can be the energy of someone from your past returning. It's about loyalty and devotion. And this is coming out as something that's very important to this person and very recognizable to this person. And then kind of clarifying this energy of the Three of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse, we have the Six of Cups again. So again, that balance. But I think what's happened here is that trust, that loyalty, it was broken for them in the past. And it could have been, Hierophant in reverse could have been a divorce. So it was broken for them in the past. And this is something they're immediately able to pick up on. This feeling of like, oh, here it is, I found it. Like, this is what I've been looking for. It feels like something that they recognize immediately, and they're willing to shift things around to accommodate this. Let me see. Oh. Page of Swords. This came out almost in the reverse. Almost in the reverse, yeah. There's kind of this feeling. There's this feeling of them being very curious, of wanting to explore, wanting to communicate. When we were talking about like the conversations that the two of you had, they're very curious about you. They want to explore this connection. In terms of, I think in terms of conversation for a lot of you is what this feels like. And this could be at a distance, talking on the phone, but I feel like it's those initial conversations that really sparks things for them, and that's why we're seeing this Page of Swords. It's these initial communications and this initial connection where they're like, wow, there's really something here. Let's see if we can get one. I'd like one card, please. Can we get one card? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Seven of Wands. There's this feeling of them not wanting to be guarded anymore, not wanting to have to protect themselves, but there was the need for them to protect themselves at one point. There was a need for them to heal from a past betrayal or from something falling apart, and it's like they don't want to feel guarded, they want to explore. And this is actually very opposite energy. I've never really thought about the Seven of Wands and the Page of Swords being such opposite energy. But when I think about somebody guarded like that, this is like somebody who doesn't want to share, doesn't want to communicate. They want to have their walls up. And this person wants to let their walls down and really share and communicate with you. They want to exchange ideas with you. And because the two of you are in alignment in this way, it makes it so much easier. So, yeah, bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. This is so much energy clarifying this Three of Swords and what this healing is about. Like, it has felt to them like things were an uphill battle, or like trying to get something to stay in their life, trying to get something to remain magical has been really hard for them. Like I was talking about, it felt sometimes like time was running out on situations, or things would eventually turn sour if enough time went by. But it's not that way with you, and they notice that. They notice that it's not hard. It just seems like it comes naturally. Conversation flows naturally. Their experience with you, it just seems to flow naturally. So I'm gonna see what else we can get about this with some love story oracle cards. You make things easier for them too. You make it easy for them to kind of put their burdens down, to share their burdens with you, communicate. Like, that's another thing that really stands out to them. They don't have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they don't have to carry it alone. They have somebody who's willing to listen, who's willing to offer advice, and they value your advice. They value the role that you play in their life. They love that. They grow to love that about you. We have true love. Self-explanatory there. This person feels like they found true love with you. What other messages do we have for number 2? Oh, we have confusion here. Wow, they're coming from a place of confusion here. They're like, I feel like they're coming from a place of not understanding why these things haven't worked. and we have kind of these opposing forces, true love and confusion. I feel like this connection makes things a lot more clear to them. We have the freedom card at the bottom of the deck. It makes things more clear to them than it ever has been before. They've been confused about why relationships have fallen apart. They've been confused about why they've been betrayed, why things haven't been balanced, why they were the one doing all the work. Ten of Wands. They've been so confused about that. And it's like, when you find true love, the confusion kind of melts away, because now they're having this injection of all of this positive energy, and this is that karma, that good karma that we were talking about, finding that very rare thing, and they recognize it as rare, because I just feel like they've had a lot of not so pleasant experiences. Yeah, I feel like this person just can really relate to kind of feeling like they were the only ones devoted in previous relationships. They were the only ones putting in the work. I want to look at what this person really loves and appreciates about you. So I want to look in two places. I want to look at what is the biggest gift that you bring into their life. So what do they just love about having you in their life? We have Journey. Card 2. I love that. I love that it's a 2 because it kind of gives me like 2 of Cups energy. It's giving me counterpart energy. They love just being in that like that true love place with you, that connected place, just the two of you, that quality time we were talking about, just the two of you. They like that one-on-one time, which would be 2. 1 + 1 = 2. And I love that. This Journey card. It's like you're taking them on an adventure. You're taking them on a little bit of a journey through their emotions, through their heart space. And not only that, like, you know, we were talking about travel before. This is really making me, it's reiterating that, because this Journey card can represent travel. So this can be literal travel. It can be more of a figurative travel, because I do think for some of you, this is about the journey that you're taking them on, the things you're showing them, the magic that's unfolding in their life. But for others of you, you're traveling with this person, you're meeting this person on a trip, and you're giving them the gift of partnership here. That's what they love. So I also want to look at what is the biggest change that you inspire in this person. What is the biggest change? We have the first chakra. This is Archangel Michael. This is about our stability, our foundations. I feel like there's this feeling of them being more stable now, and that would make a lot of sense, because the idea of stability has come up multiple times in your reading, and this balancing act of the 6 of Cups. I feel like there is kind of this this feeling of them being grounded, stable, having this firm foundation, having this feeling of, I wonder if this will make sense, but I feel like for a lot of you, this person didn't feel like their basic needs were being met in relationships that they've been in the past. They didn't feel like the basic, like to them, it's very basic that a relationship will be loyal and committed. And I think they've had experiences where some of the most basic fundamental parts of any kind of relationship that they ever saw themselves in were violated. They were not honored, and it just feels like with you, that foundation is there. They know that the loyalty is there. They know the commitment is there. And not only that, there's that initial spark, and all of these areas where the two of you are lining up. And that allows your connection to be built on very firm ground here, because the two of you line up to create this stable foundation for each other. When we go into relationships with people that we're not in alignment with, that foundation's not like that. That foundation's like this. It's like somebody's up here and over there, and this one's down here and over there, and it's like we try to build this relationship on top of something where we never were really aligned in the first place, but there was some kind of attraction or something, so we ignore it. And it's like they've experienced things like that, and this is different for them. This is like, we can always come back to our fundamental values, to these areas where we shared common interests or something like that. We can always come back to that, and that's what they find so beautiful about this connection. And that's the biggest change for them. Like it's something that I think they have not experienced, having that firm foundation being on the same page, being in alignment on this level. And it makes them want to grow more. It makes them want to build off of that, to build and grow off of this really stable, grounded place. I love that. I love this energy, and I love the clarity that this connection seems to bring to them, because it clears up all sorts of confusion for them. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you did like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.